Hazak Ubaruch. Good morning, Moray V'Abotai. Bez Hashem Mincha is going to be 7:05. Please be on time. Today's learning is the Ilui Nishmat Sarah Bat Yafa, sponsored by Emmanuel Isanov. Any further sponsors, please contact Rabbi Babayev. One of the halachot I wanted to discuss is if a person has salaried workers. Salaried workers are discussed in the halacha. The Rambam brings it down, Maran Shulchan Aruch brings it down, that if a person hires an individual for, let's say, a period of a whole year to make him clothes or to do any other job, to write him books, and the person is hired in a fashion where he's entitled to work 6 days a week. He doesn't have to work every single day of the week. It's just whenever he has a job, whatever, for a few hours a day, he should go ahead and write 6 times a week. And he could choose whatever 6 days. He could choose Friday, he could choose Shabbat, he could choose Sunday, and he can have one of the days off. So this is called not being makpid, that the boss is essentially not being meticulous that he works on Shabbat. He could choose, he could work a different day. The Shulchan Aruch discusses this case. What happens if the goy himself decides, I want to work on Shabbat. I want to work 7 days a week. Or I want to work the 6 days, including the Shabbat, and I'll take off a different day. Is this something that is allowed? Or does the Jew have to protest and say, excuse me, you cannot work on Shabbat? So first of all, on the basic level, Maran says there's not even a starting point if he's working in the property of the Jew. So if it's a Jew's office, he's renting it or he owns it, then it would be asul regardless, because that's for sure a problem. Since he's doing it in the property of the Jew, it definitely looks like he's the messenger of the Jew. It looks like the Jew told him to do it on Shabbat, and that's off limits. That's not even a point of debate. The point of debate is what happens in a case where it's not in the house of a Jew. The goy is just being hired by the Jew, but he's doing it in his own home, and he decides to work 7 days a week. So Maran seems to take a more lenient approach, that since I didn't tell him to do it, and he could have done 6 days, and he decided that he wants to work another day, it's true, I benefit from it. For sure I do. But I didn't tell them to do that, and I'm hiring him in a way where that's not really contractually his obligation whatsoever. And therefore, that benefit is considered to be like tangential, essentially. I don't have any isul due to that benefit. It's a very similar situation to kablanut, because I hired him for a specific job. Other achonim disagree, and they say, no, that's not true, because at the end of the day, since now you're benefiting directly, it's not like the case where we said a person hires somebody to plant, plow, harvest his field, where the job is very set, meaning you're not benefiting if he does works on Shabbat or not, because the same planting has to be done, the same harvesting has to be done. Additional work days don't make any difference whatsoever. It's a very set job. As opposed to here, every additional day he works means he's making further progress that he otherwise would not have made. So there's a direct benefit. Bottom line is, this is a dispute, and one should initially not rely on such a leniency. However, there might be some cases of real dachak, of real cases of need, and in those cases, the Rav should be consulted to see if it is appropriate to rely on the lenient opinions, especially since it seems to be the opinion of the Shulchan Aruch as well. Baruch Adonai le'olam, Amen ve'amen.